I want to talk to you a little bit today about a biblical roadmap to prosperity and success. And not so much the way we think maybe of prosperity and success, but nonetheless what God begins to establish as prosperity and success. You know, there's a certain measure of life success that I think is the goal of every human being. I think we're all born with a desire to succeed, to have our lives count. I think every person, as we grow older, want to feel good about what we did with our lives. We want to think that somehow we've made a positive impact for having lived. And, you know, I don't believe anybody ever starts out life with a dream or desire just saying, you know what, I just want to grow up and be a failure. That's my life dream, just to fail. You know, I don't know if anybody has that. All of us want to succeed or have a certain level of success about ourselves. You know, I believe there's a certain measure of success that is the common goal of every individual. You don't grow up thinking, I just want to be the scum of the earth. You know, it's one of those things where you have dreams and you have plans, you have a vision, and you have something you're looking for. You want to reach something. And so everybody has this desire for a certain measure of success. It's just measured differently. You know, and for some, they want to be they want to just make it in business. They want to be the top business person. Maybe they want to own their own company. They want to be the boss. They want to climb the corporate ladder. Whatever it is, their measure of success is built around that which takes place in the business world. There are others who are all about money. They think that money is their road to success. I know I had a cousin when I was young. He's the same age as I am. And his name was Sean. And when we were 15 and 16, he used to make no bones about it. He was telling everybody by the time he was 30, he wanted to be a millionaire. You know, that was his dream. That was his goal. That was the measure of success for him, was to be a millionaire at the age of 30. I don't know if he ever made it. He doesn't own me anymore. Only kidding. Only kidding. You know, but, you know, some people measure it by business. Some people measure it by money. Some people just say, you know, I just want to be the best homemaker and mother that a person can be. I just want to be able to marry and have children and raise those children and be a good wife and be that, and that's their measure of success. There are others who say, I just want to be a great parent. I want, when my kids grow old, that they'll do the right things, they'll say the right things, they'll act in the right manner, they'll look back and they'll say, man, that person was a great parent. There are others, in fact, I had the opportunity this past week to stand with an individual who holds a particular patent. There are those who want to be inventors and patent holders, and this particular individual happens to hold a patent in the area of those sun tunnels that we have in our church. In fact, the sun tunnels that we have at our fellowship hall, and the bathrooms are as well, are tunnels, the sun tunnels he put in. He owned a franchise throughout the southeast United States at that point in time. Maybe it was just Florida, I don't know. But anyhow, he had owned the franchise, and he said in the years that he owned that franchise, he had sold 30,000 of those sun tunnels. And now he has kind of revamped those and redeveloped those and repatented those. And now he's got a different kind of sun tunnel that he's out there trying to sell as well. And I looked at him and I just said, wow. So over the years, you've made a lot of money. He said, I'm not ashamed to tell you that over the years I have made a lot of money. God has blessed me, and he would happen to be a Christian, and he was just saying that God has blessed me, and I've made a lot of money over the years. So our dreams for what measures success are different. They're just measured differently. And you can almost always tell what an individual defines as success by watching what they give themselves to. What do they really spend most of their time involved in? That will pretty much speak in regards to their heart, in regards to what they feel is success, the measure of success. Their actions reveal their heart. But let us understand that true success is never one-dimensional. It is never one-dimensional. True success is multi-dimensional. And it has to be a balance between God and family and friendships and that which is business or occupational. There's got to be an equal balance there. It's got to be held in kind of this balance in order for us to really, truly succeed. And the person who does not keep his or her pattern for success multi-dimensional sets themselves up to crash and fail. You take God out of the equation, guess what? You're setting yourselves up to fail. You take family or friendships out of that, guess what? You're going to come to the end of life and you're going to be a lonely person. Yeah. You know, this whole concept of success and prosperity is multi-dimensional. You've got to factor in every one of those things. And so what it does is it requires us to stop and ask the hard question, because when you look at these things, God and family and friendships and this business occupational thing, you have to ask yourself, which of these four areas do I most overlook or neglect? And what am I going to do about that? And it could be that you're overlooking and neglecting many of those four individuals, or many of those four areas, but it could just be one. And the truth is, many of us in our race through life, one of the things that we will neglect most often is our relationship with God. We don't want to throw in the towel in regards to God, but it's one of those things we kind of think, well, I can sit there and God will be there when I come. We have to simply ask ourselves, what is it that I most neglect? And in that, we have to understand that God gave Joshua a roadmap for success and prosperity. He began to say, Joshua, if you want to succeed and prosper, here are the things you need to do. And foremost, that roadmap centered upon God. God was speaking in the life of Joshua and said, Joshua, keep me first. If you want to succeed, if you want to prosper, then keep God first. Let me tell you that any plan for prosperity and success that sidesteps or reduces God to second place positions us to fail at life. When we say, God, I want you, but I want you kind of second place, third place, fourth place, wherever we may place him, it sets us up to fail. When we won't put God center and central, we are setting ourselves up to fail. But in addition to God being central, there are some other factors that God spoke into Joshua's life as well that were going to help him become successful and prosperous. And it would be wise for us to consider these factors, because true success and prosperity pivots on all these factors being worked together.